Okay, this is my presentation on why the laws against littering are great. And they're great because as humans consume natural resources, it produces byproducts that enter the earth, such as plastic waste, water pollution, soil runoff, jars, and bottles. And a lot of that goes on to national parks and reservations and goes into lakes and streams that run into the oceans, and then it affects the animals in the oceans. But I'm going to start off with the ones on land. The ones on land, they're eating the byproducts such as the plastic and the waste, and they're getting sick from it or dying. And when they're getting sick, they're creating viruses that they're getting. And although they don't spread through the air, but as we eat them, we're going to get the viruses, get sick, and die as they are. And with the soil runoff, we're contaminating our soil, which is the crops that we eat, and the crops are getting contaminated, and the animals on the land are eating the crops, and they're getting contaminated, and the animals eating those animals are getting contaminated, and they're all going to end up dying. And as we eat the crops and the animals, we're also going to get sick and die. And with the animals in the ocean, they're doing the same thing. They're eating the plastic runoff, and they're eating all the pollution, and they're eating like the water that's getting contaminated that's going out. They're breathing it in, drinking it. They're getting contaminated from that, and they're getting sick and they're dying. And the ones that die are getting eaten by other ones, or even the ones that are still alive that are sick, they're getting eaten by animals that are alive, and they're getting sick, and we're going to end up eating them too, and we're going to end up getting sick and dying. And it's not a good thing. And with the conservation on national parks and reservations, it's good to have that, because as we go forth, we need to clean up the land, and we need to clean up the oceans, and we need to downgrade our dumping and our pollution and our runoffs and everything with our plastic waste and our water pollution, the soil runoff, the jars and bottles. And the jars and bottles, they're a big factor because animals are climbing into them and getting stuck and dying off like that. Or with the plastic straws, the sea turtles are eating them, and other animals in the oceans are eating them, and on land are eating them and dying. And just going back to reservations and national parks with the conservation, it's good because there's a lot of people that do that, and they're having a little bit of an impact on it and cleaning up, but they're not having that much of an impact because they can't keep up with it, because everybody keeps polluting more and more, and it's not a good thing. But that's why we have fines, tickets, probations, community service, and everything. And going into it from that, with the fines, I know in New Jersey that with your first offense, it's $50 to $100 with 20 to 40 hours of community service. Your second offense, it's $500 to $1,000 with 40 to 80 hours of community service. And then if you get caught a third time, then it's possible jail time. And I know in New Jersey with the third offense, it's a year to 2 years of jail time. But in other states, I saw anywhere it's from a year to 8 years, depending on how bad your offense was and your prior offenses. Because you could get a third offense where it's going to be $1,000 or higher, and then 80 hours to a higher amount of community service, which it's good. And and with the fines, people shouldn't be getting fines anyway, because they shouldn't be polluting, and they shouldn't be dumping. Why would you want to dump a bunch of plastic waste in the middle of nowhere, and the animals are going to get sick from it and everything? It's just not good. And this is why I believe that the laws against littering are great.